Hi, my name's Donald Newman. I'm an instructor here at the Columbus School of Chinese in Columbus, Ohio. Back with the second episode of our series we're calling Ask a Chinese Teacher, where I attempt to answer a question about Mandarin Chinese in the most concise, easy to understand way that I can. And today's question is, what is Pinyin? So, Pinyin is what is known as a romanization system. A romanization system is a system by which we can take a Chinese character and spell out how it sounds using Roman letters, or the letters of the alphabet that we're used to seeing, right? So if you're learning Chinese and you've never seen this character before, there's nothing about this character inherently that will tell you definitively exactly how it should be sounded out, right? Using the Pinyin romanization system, we now know. We now know this is ma, right? The Pinyin romanization system basically has three components. So we have an initial, we have a final, and we have a tone mark. Now, there's a set of initials, there's a whole set of finals, and this is a simple final, but there can be compound finals where more than one vowel sound, or sometimes an N or an NG at the end, can be put together to make a more complex final. And then we have a tone mark. So if you've seen the previous episode of our series, you know this denotes a third tone or a dipping tone. With these three pieces of information together, if you know Pinyin, you know that this is pronounced ma, ma. Now, while it's mostly very intuitive to us as native English speakers because they use the alphabet that we're familiar with, there are a few places where it is less intuitive, and I want to just point out one of them now. There's a certain set of consonants or initials. Right, there's actually this fourth one here. So in this set of initials, these are called the retroflex consonants. Retroflex means that the tip of your tongue is curled up, touching your hard palate in the top of your mouth, or right where your hard palate meets the very top of the back of your top teeth. Right, so your tongue will be up here. If you sound like this, that's the right place for your tongue for these consonants. Zhi, chi, shi, yi. Right? So you'll notice this is ZH, but it kind of sounds like a J, right? J, J. This sounds kind of like a J. This sounds like a CH. This sounds like an SH, right? This kind of sounds like this liquid retroflex consonant here. We sort of have it in English, but not really. Try to say an R with your tongue up here in this position, right? We have another set of consonants called the Alveolo-Palatal Consonants that I'll write down here. Ji, Qi, Xi, and there happens to be no equivalent in this set for our R up here. So, Ji, Qi, Xi, for these, the tip of your tongue is actually behind your bottom teeth, and the blade of your tongue, this part of your tongue, is up here. So, ji, qi, xi. So this sounds like a J. It makes sense we're using this symbol. This is a J. So this one also sounds like J. Why are there two separate J's? Because they are two separate consonants. They sound very distinct to a Chinese speaker. To us, it's going to take some practice to distinguish them. Zhi, ji, zhi, ji. Same thing over here. Chi, qi, chi, qi. Same here. Shi, xi, shi, xi. So that's why we have things like 谢谢 that are spelled with an X. You might have seen this before. The word thank you, 谢谢, is spelled with an X. Well, why wouldn't they just use an SH for that? Because the consonant we want is this one, not this one. right? So it'll take a little bit of time to train your ear to differentiate between these kind of consonants. But that's why you see things like a ZH or a Q. Don't make this like a K sound. It's a chi, chi, chi. And don't pronounce this like Z or something like that, right? This is a hard J sound with your tongue flexed back up to the top of your mouth. So, in a nutshell, without having this video run too long, this is the Pinyin romanization system. There's more to talk about, but with this knowledge, you're well on your way to understanding and making the Pinyin system useful for you in your studies of Mandarin Chinese.